Hello everyone, I am Govardhan and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to develop this simple web app calculator using HTML, JavaScript and CSS. See, this looks fine and works very well. Now let's build it from scratch. Let me close this. First you need to install live server extension, guys. If you haven't installed, please go and install because it is required to run our project. I already installed. If you haven't installed, please go and install. Now let's get into the project. First I'll create index.html for writing HTML code. Next I will create a CSS file named as style.css. Next I will create a JavaScript file named as script.js. Let me create it. That's it. Next let me create a boiler HTML template. For that I have to give exclamation mark. Yeah, that's it. I will name it as web calculator. In this body I will link it to style.css style sheet. And href is equals to style.css. That's it. Now I will get into the body section. Here I will first create a section. Inside that section I will create a container div. Let me create it. Inside this I will create a display. I will create a ID div named as display. Let me create it. Okay, that's it. Inside this I will create buttons. See, in our calculator app we have different buttons, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and operators, plus, minus, division. So I need to create them. So I will create one more div named as buttons. Inside this I will create button. Okay, my first button is C. C is used to clear the selection, guys. Clear our calculator, means whatever numbers will be deleted after we clicking on C. Let me copy it and do it few more times. Yeah, now I will create here. Yeah, I have clear button is okay. Now I will slash is used to divide, and next I will give star is used for multiplication in calculator. And here it is, I'm going to create back arrow button, guys. For back arrow button we have to use the command and LARR. See guys, this is back arrow button. This is used to delete the last entered number in calculator. Okay, now I will give numbers here from here, 7 8 9, and I will give SA operator here, minus. Next I will give here 4 5 6. Here also I will give one more operator. I will give it plus. Okay, next I will give numbers 1 2 3, and I want to give dot for typing fractions in calculator. Next I will give brackets, open bracket, and I'll give 0 here. We want few more. Let me copy it. Here we are given open bracket, and here I am giving closed bracket. Okay, now I will give, finally I will give equals to button in my calculator. Here guys, equals to is special button. After we clicking, our calculation will execute and it will print out the answer. So I need to give id to equal because it is the main button in our calculator. We need to create some special JavaScript for this in script.js. That's it. And also here I will also link script.js file to this HTML file. So let me link it. Script src is equals to script.js. I'm linking my JavaScript file here. Okay, that's it. Okay, looks like our HTML file was completed. Let me open it in the live server that we installed. Yeah, here it was getting opened. See, we just created our HTML template. Now let me go for CSS and give some good looking style to this our web calculator app. So let me go for HTML. I will take this side, and this side I will take this file. Let me close it somewhat. Yeah, now I will get into this HTML. HTML is completed. Now I will code for CSS. First I will write CSS for our container. See guys, I am writing the CSS for this container whole thing. Okay, I will first give width, max width. I want a box guys. All this number should be in a box because calculator is in rectangle shape, so I want a box, rectangle box here. For that I have to first give here max width 400 pixels. I'm giving some random number. Next I will give margin, 10 VH. I will give it as auto, 0 auto. Yeah, see, let me refresh it once again. Yeah, it was came in center now. Next I want a box, so let me create a box shadow. I'll give some random numbers here, 0 pixels, any random number, 43 pixels, 18 pixels. See, our box is getting created. I want little bit in rectangular shape guys, not in this shape. Let me give 15 here. So let's see my box shape. Okay, I will give 18. Okay, 18 looks good guys. I will go with 18 only. Next I will give our box shadow. Let me change this color. It was little bit dark. I'll give RGBA. I am going to give 153. Here also I am going to give This looks fine. Let me change a little bit so that our calculator will be looks good, looking good shape. I think it works fine. And now we created a box for our calculator. Here I am going to write CSS for our display. Let me write CSS for display. I want text should be aligned in right, because every calculator the text was aligned in right in display bar. Next I'm going to give height. I'm gonna give height random 70 pixel. Next I'm going to give line height. See, I'm writing the CSS for this display, guys. This display I'm going to give line height same 70 pixels. Next I'm going to give padding here. Padding I'm going to give a 16 pixels and half of it 8 pixels. Next I'm going to give a font size. Font size I will give 25 pixels so that it look a little bit good. See guys, all these buttons are randomly placed. I want to create a grid so that our buttons will create in boxes. So let me write CSS for our buttons. I will display a grid here for placing our buttons in boxes. I will going to give border bottom. In bottom I am going to give 1 pixels, and also it should be in solid color. Let me give any random color, 999. I'm going to give border left. I'm going to give border left as 1 pixels and color as solid 999. See guys, this 999 is a little bit whitish black color. Okay, our display was little bit highlighted and our buttons changing. Next I will now, this is main step guys, I'm going to create a grid with columns. I want 4 columns, means here 4 boxes, here 4 boxes, here 4 boxes, here 4 boxes, here 4 buttons, 4 buttons, 4 buttons, like that. So I'm going to create a grid template of columns. So I want 4, right? So 1FR, 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 1FR. And now I got 4. Okay, our numbers are placed perfectly. Now I want, see, these buttons are placed on our display. I want to get it to bottom, so let me give buttons div. Here I am going to give border top 1 pixel and also solid color hashtag 999. Okay, now I am going to give border right 1 pixel, solid color and a 999. Okay, see, here we are given border bottom, border left, and in this div we are giving top and right, so that four sides are getting covered. Now let me write CSS for these buttons and let me get into it. button. I have to give a dot here. Here I'm going to give border. I'm going to give 0.5 pixels and the same color, solid 999, what the color we are using from last. I'm going to give line height 100 pixels. Next I'm going to align this text, guys. See this text, I'm going to align it to the center. So text align center. Next I'm going to change the font size 25 pixel. Next I'm going to give cursor a pointer. Yeah, until now it was looking good. Now let me code for our equals to button. Equal. So I'm going to change the color, guys, for this equal to, because it's a special button. So I'm going to change the background color to blue. Okay, nice. And also I'm changing the text color here. I'm going to change it to white so that it looks little bit good on that background color. So color white. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to add the button hover, because I want to change this button color when we place the cursor on it. So let me use button hover. So here I'm going to change a background color. So which color let me take green. Let me check it once. Okay, it looks nice. Let me change another color. I'll take yellow. Okay, oh, it's okay. I'm going to going with yellow. Next I'm going to give the text color. So I'm going to give it as white. So let me change this according to, it was not visible, so let me change this color. I'm going with red, orange. Yeah, it's okay now. And also I'm going to add a transition. I'm going to add transition for 0.0 seconds. Is in out. Is in out. Sorry, there is spelling mistake. Transition is in out. Yeah, it's okay. Now it was, see, it was, our buttons are hovering. Everything looks good until now. So now let's get into the next step. I want this display should be on the top of this calculator, guys. Looks like I want to change some script in HTML. So let me keep this. I'll keep this display separated from this thing. Let me refresh it. Yeah, now our calculator got some good shape. Okay, our HTML and CSS completed. Now let me code for JavaScript. First I will import the display. That is equals to, by using document dot get element by id method. So I'm importing the display. Our display was imported. Next I will import buttons. So buttons is equals to document dot get elements by class name. Here there is multiple buttons, guys, so we have to use this method. So from button we importing all this button into these buttons variable, guys. So there are multiple values, so we have to create an array. So let me give it array dot from. Okay, that's it. Now we created a variable display and buttons. Now let me map these buttons. So I'm going to map these buttons. So for that I have to use buttons dot map. For each button I'm going to create an event listener, guys. Add event listener. What gonna happen after clicking on each button. So I'm going to create an add event listener. So for that, button dot add event listener. For each click a specific event E will occur. So let me create a function for that. So I'm going to use a switch here. Switch E dot target display, target inner text, sorry. So inner text. So here I'm going to give default case. So in default case, just it was gonna display it, display dot inner text is equals to plus or is equals to, I'm going to add our target inner text to the display text. I will show you guys this. See, if I click on 8 means, see, it was adding, but here it is adding everything. See this back button, everything. We have to write the cases for this clear button and this back arrow button and this equals to button. We don't want to just simply display all the buttons, guys, because this is not valid. So let me refresh it. Okay, now I have to create the cases, guys. For case C means for clearing case, we just gonna make our display dot inner text is equals to display dot inner text is equals to, just it will become null. Okay, that's it. See, now I will show you guys. So it's a case, right? Now I have to break this. Okay, so here it is a character, guys, so I have to give this. Okay, now I will show you. Let me refresh it. So I'll type everything. If I click on C means, see, our display will be cleared. Okay, now I'm going to write the case for this back arrow button. So I will create a case for this back arrow button. Let me create it. Okay, so after clicking on back arrow button, I have to, if there is inner text means, then I am going to delete the last letter in our inner text. For that I have to use splice is equals to display dot inner text dot slice. So I'm gonna delete the last letter. For that I have to use 0 comma minus 1. Next I'm going to break this. For another case, I am going to write the case for now equals to button. For here I have to evaluate, guys. I am going to use evaluate function. It's gonna calculate evaluate whole our expression what we typed in this display bar. So I'm going to create display dot inner text is equals to evaluate display dot inner text. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna type it. I have to break here, break. Okay, that's it. Let me refresh it. So I had a problem. Let me restart the server. Okay, we got our server back. So let me type it now. 7 plus 9 is equals to, see, it was going to calculated, but there is a little bit problem with this code, guys. If I type any invalid, means something like invalid, let me type it. See, all these things are invalid. It will, let me inspect the page. See, it was showing some error because this is an invalid thing. This is invalid. It not gonna print any answer, guys. So for that I have to use try and caught. Oh, let me use try and caught. If there is any error, means then it's gonna print simply error. So if it catches any error, means then it's gonna display error. Display dot inner text equals to error. Now I will show you. That's it. I'll show you, guys. See, it was showing error. For invalid calculations, it will show error. That's it. This is our project. Let me do calculations, some for nice things. See, it was showing our results properly. That's it, guys. This is our project. We just created our web calculator using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Thank you for watching. Meet you tomorrow with another exciting project. Thank you.